Hi guys, we're going to be making a Valentine socks, cat and dog. I purchased 2 pairs of Valentine socks from the Dollar Tree and they're knee highs, and I did 2 pairs because I thought I would do one of them, like the dog in one pattern and the cat in another. So I'm filling it with beans, and I'm adding in here about 2/4 of a cup of beans, maybe a little bit over, or you could use rice or something like that. And this is so it'll stand up, and I think that's a good amount. So I'm going to begin stuffing it with polyfill, and you could also use rags or cotton balls. I think the polyfill though will make the smoothest stuffing for it. So now that I have it stuffed all the way, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it right across here, straight, below the heel. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I will probably take some of the stuffing out if it's too full, which it does look that way. I'm using a piece of stretch cording that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's by Crafter's Square, and I'm just going to use the pink, but you can also use red yarn, twine, whatever you can find, rubber band, and I'm going to tie it in a knot. I'm going to double the knot over a couple times at the top, and then we'll just cut off the ends of the string. So I cut it pretty short. I was cutting it pretty close, but I've got enough sock. It's tight enough it's not going to pull through, but if you want to leave a little bit more sock than what I did, that would be fine too. I'm starting off by doing the cat, so I'm going to do the cat's ears, and I have some foam sheets that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they're really thin. There's a yellow and pink one here. And I folded it in half in the corner, so they're little rectangles, and you can see where it folded. So I'm going to fold that over so you can see from the other side how it's folded. And then I'm going to be cutting it, and I'm just eyeballing it. I'm going to cut kind of round, like a cone. I have this shape right now. Using that ear, I traced another ear on the foam and just went ahead and cut that. I'm heating my hot glue gun up, and I'm going to decide which side I want the cat face on my sock. So right here, I'm pinching the ears together to glue to the side of the body, which did not look right at all, and later I had to adjust it. I had to put slots in the hat and pull the ears through. So you definitely want to attach the ears higher up on the head, and you're going to have to cut a slot, which you'll see later in the hat, to get the ears through, but it'll look a lot better up higher than what mine turned out to look like. Hot glued 2 googly eyes on that I got from the dollar store. With one of the foam sheets, I cut out a little heart for the nose, and I used purple for this one. You could also use felt for the ears and felt for the nose if you wanted, or even a pom-pom for the nose. With a piece of yarn, I measured out how big I was going to want the mouth, and then I cut the yarn. I folded it in half. I'm putting a very small piece of hot glue line straight down from the heart of the nose. I adjusted the yarn and I cut it to the size I wanted before I hot glue it down. And now I'm going to hot glue it down. I'm also using a wooden skewer to help push down the yarn so I don't burn my fingers. And I just used a Sharpie to draw the whiskers on. And this is where you'll cut a slot in the hat to pull the ears through, and of course you're going to want to do it up higher on the head. So next I'm going to stuff the top of the hat. My dog's going to get a drink. So I secured the hat down by putting some hot glue here on the sides and on the back, just a dot. And then I tied a double knot with some more string up here and cut it, or I tied it in a double bow then, and then cut the sides, and then I cut a piece off of the top of the hat so it would be shorter. The next thing I did was make a tail for the cat, And I was going to use a cotton mop from the Dollar Tree and take off strands of that and braid it together as the tail, but I forgot to purchase that. So I just came up with this idea at the last second. I took some yarn, I took 9 strings of yarn and cut them, tied them together in a knot, and then braided it and tied that, and then cut off the 2 ends. And I am going to hot glue the knobby little end here. I'm going to hot glue this at the back of the cat. The cat's all finished now, and I'm going to work on the dog, and I think that the cat has more detail to it than the dog, so I think the dog's going to be a little bit easier. So I did the same thing on this one. Put the beans in the bottom, stuffed it, tied it off, cut the yarn, and this one I used white yarn, and I cut it off again right below the heel a little bit. This one I might have went even a little bit higher because the heel's white on this one. It's really not showing. Next I'm going to make the dog's ears, and I'm going to make it out of felt. I have this piece that is left over from Walmart. Dollar Tree also carries felt. I have Crafter's Square, a whole roll of it actually that I'd gotten from the Dollar Tree, but I'm going to use my leftover piece first. So for the ears I just traced it with a Sharpie and cut it out. And I'm going to go ahead and use this as a stencil to cut out the other ear on the other side. Alright, so I hot glued the ears on, and I kind of did them up just a little bit high because the hat's going to go over it and I want the ears to hang out under the hat. I did the googly eyes again, and for the nose this time I did a pom-pom, and for the mouth this time, instead of doing yarn, I did a pipe cleaner. I finished him off the same way I did the cat. I stuffed the hat, glued the hat down a little bit, tied it off with a piece of red yarn, and then I cut a little bit extra off the top. Except for I didn't have to stick the dog ears through the cat, through the hat like I did the cat, which was a lot easier. And there is my socks, cat, and dog. And I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching.